Okay, I may have gone a little bit overboard. So, what made a husband who is a father of twin 4-year-olds with a full-time job and a dog decide that 3D printing was the right hobby to start now, and then record it and edit it and post it on YouTube for millions of people to see? Hopefully, one day. My name's Chris, and I love learning and trying new things, but let's be real, they don't always work out right on the first try. For example, I think right now we're probably on about the 40th take, but we persist. I wanted to create a space where we could learn together, try new things, and hopefully learn a thing or two together. I'm going to be creating my own STLs and editing them, and hopefully one day creating art. But there's no way to start 3D printing unless I have a 3D printer, and you know I didn't spring for the one that was already pre-built. So, without further ado, I hope you enjoy unboxing.
Okay, so I think we have something different than I anticipated. Hold please. So, in case you can't tell, things didn't quite go according to plan. I didn't accidentally delete footage, you didn't fast forward through this great unboxing and setup. It is apparently a Christmas miracle, and my Prusa Core One arrived fully assembled. So that changes my plans and what I was going to be doing for the next 14 hours. So, I'm gonna go read a book, and I will be back.
Okay, so I read the book. Well, I skimmed the book, and then I spent 2 or 3 hours looking for a part that isn't applicable for this one because it was made after June 2025. And I searched through boxes, and I retracked my steps. And then I read a little bit more closely and found out that they changed from bars to feet. So we have the feet, and now we can continue on. Okay, so next step after we put the feet on is we are going to stand this guy up, which is not easy to do exactly from this position. I'm sure it's better to do it the other way, but here we are. Okay, and let's turn it sideways. So now we are going to put the display on. We gotta open it up, and we are going to need to remove this guy. Lift it up.
Okay, let me save you from watching the rest. TLDR, I fight with the Wi-Fi, get horrible shots of printing. You're caught up. It's been a few weeks now with the Prusa Core One, and I'm sure that as time goes on, I'll have some additional impressions, but I wanted to share my thoughts so far. First, let's start with some of the good. The printer, it is solid to say the least. There's just something about the metal build quality that says premium workhorse that just won't stop. Is it perfect? No. But one of the things that I like about Prusa products is that they continue to improve upon them. I'm sure that they're already thinking of the next one in the Core 1S, 1 point, whatever they end up calling it. I'm sure they're already working on it. And when it comes out, there will probably be an upgrade option. They should really workshop that name. On the note of imperfection, though, I was one of the unlucky people who had an issue when trying to print something that had a large XY print volume. The printer would shut down, it would beep angrily 10 times, then it would restart, then it would shut down, it would beep angrily. You get the idea. It was just as frustrating as it sounds, especially whenever you're 4 hours into a print. I did some Googling, I did some searching, and after stumbling upon some things on the Prusa forum and Reddit, I had some ideas of what might fix it, but before I went rogue on a printer that cost well over $1,000, I thought it would be smart to chat in with the help department at Prusa. After some testing, sharing some videos, their recommendation was the same. All it took to fix it was a star washer to ground the X-axis, and they told me which screw to take out, and once I put the washer on, it grounded the X-axis, in the motor to the body of the printer, so everything worked out. An alternative they offered was that I could scratch off the paint, but I figured it was better to just go and buy the washer for a few cents than scratch the paint off of a brand new printer that cost over $1,000. One other small annoyance, I mentioned fighting with the Wi-Fi. Apparently, if your password has special characters, the printer won't connect to it, which is kind of crazy because we should all have Wi-Fi passwords with special characters. So hopefully they'll fix that in a firmware update soon. The prints, they have been great, and I'm still working on dialing in some of the settings, but even without tweaking, they just come out nice, consistently. And that's Prusa. I know the video is about the Core One, but I do just have to say that the Prusa mint is so nice. I've printed with a few different filaments, and it just seems like nothing's quite like Prusa mint. The price, though, oof. However, I did just notice on Printed Solid that they do now have some Made in America spools, not sponsored. They're actually at a pretty reasonably priced. But if you have recommendations on other filaments that I should try, let me know in the comments after I get rid of some of the stuff I already bought. So, you might be asking yourself, is it worth it? Well, that's tough. At well over $1,000 for the kit, it's not exactly an impulse buy. And I've used an MK3 back kit for work in like 2018, so I can say that things have gotten much better. So from a price perspective, that makes sense. It's faster, it's smoother, there's auto bed leveling. It's a lot more beginner friendly out of the box, especially if you get one that's already pre-made. Prusa Connect makes it so much easier instead of doing the USB shuffle, although Prusa Connect does have some issues, but I guess in the end, my pros are, it's solid. It consistently puts out reliable prints, and they're known for supporting their printers for years to come and providing upgrade paths. On the cons, no multicolor printing, which is so wild at this price. I know that Prusa is working on a new version of MMU, and it's going to be really interesting to see what that price comes at. Also, no camera. At this price, I would expect at least something from 2007 that gave me grainy film whenever I am away from home and can just check in on my print so I can stop it if I'm emptying a roll of filament for nothing. Now, as a parent, I will admit I got lucky. I ordered the kit, but thanks to a mix-up, I ended up with a pre-built machine. And at first, I was really bummed because that was going to be this whole video. I had to change the entire concept. But with twins running around, there was just no way that I could have built this thing without losing weeks of sleep and years off of my life. If you've got little ones at home, save yourself the stress, just go pre-built. As a first-time content creator, wow, it has been a journey. Setting up a mini studio, figuring out lighting, trying to film while also Googling fixes on the same phone that I'm using as a camera. It has been chaotic, and I will be honest, I forgot some B-rolls, transitions, definitely didn't capture everything I wanted. Recording videos is tough, adding in 4-year-olds, being a spouse, having a dog, barking all the time. But that's life, and I hope you come along with me on this journey because this is just version 1.0 of the Print Alchemist. And like every first print, it takes some learning, tweaking, and improving. So, what's next? More prints. Putting a dent in all of that filament I already bought, and stepping outside of my Prusa bubble. If you like this video, toss me a like, it really helps. And if you want to join me on this journey, subscribe to see where it goes, because this is just the start of the Print Alchemist.